Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm here today with Niina from Namibia, who's currently 25 years old, au pairing in America. Hi Niina, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. Can you tell us where you're currently au pairing and maybe a bit more about your host family?
So I'm currently in Brooklyn, New York City. It is incredible, like the best place ever, and I got really lucky. I'm with an amazing family as well. I've got a single mom and two girls, they're twins. So it's just the four of us. We live in an apartment here in Brooklyn and it's the best. It's like girls' night every night. Like, so really, really lucky. She's the
that's
coolest.
Amazing. So what does your schedule usually look like day to day before the corona outbreak? Yeah.
Before COVID, okay, yeah, because I mean, we're in the epicenter here. Before COVID, it would basically be, I would wake up in the mornings, I'd get the kids up, we'd have breakfast, and then I'd get them ready for school. I don't have to drive here because we're in the city and public transport is like really good. So we would take the bus to school. They live about like, the school is like about 6 blocks away. So it's like maybe a 10-minute bus ride. And I take them to school, and then I normally have the mornings off where I would like do some laundry, clean up a little bit, and then I can just do my own thing. I would normally just go and explore the city, and then in the afternoons I'd collect them from school, and then we would come back, get homework done. Sometimes we would actually do some play dates, especially in the warmer months. It was really nice. We would do play dates with their friends in the park and stuff. And then we would come back, do homework, get ready, have some dinner, and yeah, put them to bed, and then I'd go.
All right, so that's really great. So then on your free times and your weekends off, do you meet up with other au pairs in the area, or what do you usually get up to?
Yeah, I don't know why when I was in the beginning of the process, I don't know why I didn't imagine that there would be many au pairs in the city. I had no idea. I always thought they were all in the suburbs, but there are so many au pairs like in Brooklyn, around the entire city, and so most of my friends are au pairs, and it's been really, really fun. We were just like, and a lot of us have the same schedule because our kids are around the same age, so we would all like meet up during the week. We'd go to museums and the park and do a lot of meetups. Especially I like that. The agency always provides like we're all in like a big like massive group chat. But then also every like 2-3 weeks we have like a meetup, which is cool because it's an opportunity to meet like more friends and stuff.
And those meetups, are those your area director monthly meetings where you all get together? Okay. And
sometimes they would do it a little bit more often than just once a month, but yeah, basically the area director monthly.
And then what do you normally do with your area director for these meetings?
We've done a lot of cool stuff. We had to the area director that was there when I arrived, she left, so we just got a new one in recently, and I think she's still finding her footing, but she's been really cool and amazing. We went for karaoke once, which was really fun. And some of my au pair friends are not with the same agency, but my area director would always like encourage us to bring, even if, like, it doesn't matter if they're still there with our agency or not. So I would bring some of my friends. We did, as autumn started to come in, we went pumpkin picking. Is that what you call it?
Oh yes, from the pumpkin patches.
Yeah, that was cute.
Okay.
What else have we done? We went to the botanical gardens. We've gone to like the museums. It's been really, really fun. It's very, very eclectic. And then sometimes we'll just go for like a coffee meetup, which was nice and intimate, so we could all like really. But sometimes I find that the bigger the group and like the more there is to do, the less time you have to actually like talk to people and like get to know them. I quite prefer the intimate ones more.
Okay, that's cool. And then so while you're over there, do you feel well supported and looked after with our partners in America with au pair care? So into place for you as an au pair, whether it's your area director, your medical insurance, your flights, all of that, do you feel well looked after?
100%. I have not had any, the only stresses I've had are just things that were more within my control, but I have never ever felt like left alone or unsure about who to speak to about something like that. Yeah, it's been really great.
live in an apartment with your host family, is that right? So you have your own bedroom and everything. So how do you find living in someone else's home? Was it weird to adjust to that, or how did you find it?
Yeah, well, if I'm honest, because I when I was in university, I went to university in Joburg, and I was living by myself, like off campus, and I was quite used to like being on my own and doing my own thing. So it was a little bit of an adjustment, like coming into somebody else's space, and it was. I will be honest about that. It was kind of hard in the beginning, but I think just because of the dynamic, like of my host family and my host mom, and how like she's really open and really like we speak about everything. So I didn't feel like I was in like my mother's house and I had to like tiptoe around anything. She's like the most relaxed, like chilled person ever. So it's fine. It more just feels like.
You're just fine, yeah. And then what was your reasoning for choosing OVC to do your au pair program?
Honestly, I feel like OVC chose me. I had finished university and I was like, what am I going to do with my life? And I initially wanted to travel. I wanted to go on like Kontiki or something. Okay. I remember like looking that up, and then I paid a deposit, realized that I had paid that it was like too expensive and I was not going to be able to afford it, and so I had to ask for my money back. And I was like, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm in this weird in between. And my mom was like, why don't you like look into being an au pair? And I was like, okay, but like I don't even know where to start. And immediately I went onto Instagram and I scrolled, and the first ad was OVC, and I was like, there it is, like that's a sign. And I contacted them, and from there everything just happened from there.
Oh, cool. So what were some important questions that you insisted on asking, or you thought was important when interviewing with different host families before you matched?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think what was important for me, because it was definitely about how they go about disciplining the children. Just because it is so important to make sure that you and your host parents are on the same page when it comes to like disciplining the kids, or just making sure if something's ever wrong, how like to handle that, because you want your host kids to trust you, but you also don't want them not to, like, you don't want that situation where if I say something it doesn't go, but then if the parents say something, then like they'll listen or whatever. So I think that was like a main thing for me, especially because the cultural difference. I mean, we live in a very like globalized world now, so I wasn't really worried about having like culture shock, but I like in so many different ways, especially the way that American families operate in comparison to how I grew up, like in Southern Africa.
Yes.
So that was a very important thing for me. And then I think I also just needed, like for myself, I needed to make sure that the families were as open-minded as like they presented themselves to be.
Okay.
Just never really want to get you never want to get blindsided with like maybe opposing worldviews and things like that, because that stuff can be a little bit awkward. But yeah, for me it was definitely, I just needed to make sure that the way that I know how to take care of children, and the way that their parents are comfortable with disciplining and just interacting with the kids, we were on the same page. Because I just wanted everybody to, for me, like the trust is very important.
No, definitely. It's definitely a good one. So you said you didn't experience any culture shock being over, but have you experienced any homesickness, and how with that?
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to have any culture shock, just because I guess I was a little bit naive. I thought, I've seen movies, and like New York City is like very, very like diverse. And I had been like, I went to boarding school since I was 10 in South Africa, and I went to study university when I was in South Africa. So I know how to be away from home. But being here, for like, I think about 2 months, I was really struggling with homesickness. And I was so surprised that was the case. It was very, very difficult for me. I definitely like leaned on my area director for that. She was really amazing, and I think I feel like I felt a little bit embarrassed that I was feeling that way, which like really you should never feel embarrassed about, like, because it's different. It doesn't matter whether this is your first time being away from home, or like you've been away from home your entire life. Like you know, your feelings are always valid.
Everyone experiences that.
I definitely struggled a lot, and I spoke about it with my host mom, because I think my reaction was to like shut down, and so I was just kind of like doing what I needed to do and not doing anything more or anything less. Like I was waking up, doing my job, and then going to bed, and like just completely closed off. And so then I had I had a lot of conversations with my area director and with my host mom. And they just sort of encouraged me. They said it's completely normal what you're feeling, and there's so many au pairs who are feeling the same way. And we just worked on a few strategies and just things to do to keep myself busy, to remind myself why I'm here. Like this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And yeah, after that, I love it. I love it here so much. I love the job. I couldn't imagine any other decision.
I also felt like when I was an au pair as well, when I felt a bit like getting that homesickness and that little like press bubble or whatever, I felt like getting out the house, meeting up with au pairs, doing stuff, getting mind off of it. Speaking to family definitely helps, but still being out there and still enjoying and making the most of the experience will make it 100 times better for you. Yeah,
100%. I completely agree. You have to like get out, like try to get out of your head. And it's like an incredible like country where there's always something to do. In my case, there's always something to do. So yeah.
So have you traveled a lot during your au pair program, and what has been your favorite destination?
Honestly, I haven't been able to travel that much. I was actually looking forward to this time of the year now was when I was going to travel, but because of the pandemic, I had to put my plans on hold. So no, honestly, I haven't. I really had not. I've been around New York State. I have a friend who went to university, so she lives upstate in Buffalo. So I've been to see her. I spent Thanksgiving with her. And my family did come down. My birthday was in January, so my family from Namibia came to visit me, and we went to Florida. We went to Disney World. So yeah, you know what? I did travel a little bit. I went to Disney World. That was incredible, like the best birthday I've ever had. And that was really fun. But honestly, yeah, I've been here for about 10 months, and I've just been exploring the city. Like it's like a world of its own. So I haven't gone to travel, but I did have a lot of plans. I had planned to go to New Orleans and a little bit more Florida, and I really wanted to go to Chicago. So yeah, I've decided, I actually made the decision to extend my contract.
So are you extending?
Yes, I'm just now waiting for them to approve my extension application. But I think, well, I'm hoping nobody knows what's going to happen, especially right now with the state of things. But I'm hoping that if we can sort of move back into being able to move freely again, I'm hoping that'll happen within the time that I'm still here, so that I can do that.
Hopefully, that would be awesome if you were able to extend. And then how long are you looking to extend for? An additional year, 6 months, 9 months?
I think I'm going to do a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah. Did you extend as well when you were in au pair?
Yeah. I was with the same family for both my au pair years.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Yeah, I loved it. What was the biggest differences for you comparing America to your home?
In terms of like American culture generally, I find everybody here is a lot more, I don't know whether it's a New York thing or an American thing, but everybody is a lot more confident. Just in general, everyone, like, I don't know how to explain it. I think that the way back home we're more conservative in the way that we just like move around, and everybody's like, oh, sorry, but here, like, someone will get in your face about anything, or they just like are so friendly. I know that it's like it's a really funny thing, but the customer service is so, everyone is like, hi, how are you? How can I help you have your day? Like everyone, yeah. Like, and sometimes, and you, like, now I've realized, obviously I understand, you know, you need to provide a good service in order to, you know, get good reviews and things like that. But I find it just so interesting. Like, I'm always like, thank you for asking about my day. It's been fantastic. Like, now I just have that. Like, it's just really funny. And then with my host family, the biggest difference, I think honestly, I got really, really lucky with my family and my host mom. We are so, like, we're really close, and I feel like I can talk about like anything. And that's not to say that that's not the case with my family back home, but I just have never been in a household where the communication is very open. I think my host mom does a really good job of being honest, like having honest conversations even with the kids, which maybe isn't maybe it is an American thing, where sometimes you have like a very strict boundary between the kids and the adults, and sometimes it's sort of like children are to be this way and adults to be this way and whatever. And I think that here, what I found really interesting and what I'm going to take with me as well moving forward is just being honest, like with the people around you. And I feel like with my host mom, the way that she like talks to her children and talks to me, I wouldn't say like, you know, she treats them like they're grown-ups, because they're not. But I think that she treats them sort of like, you know, you're a human being, so I'm going to tell you the truth about this situation, and you can do with that what you can. I think that, like, even though they're still quite little, they're 8, but they I think that you can tell that they appreciate it. I just really enjoy it. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. What advice would you give to other young ladies that are looking to start their au pair program, or maybe just considering it?
Do it 100%. I would highly recommend this experience. You learn so much about yourself. A lot of your limits are tested, for sure, especially because you're coming into somebody else's home. So I think that there's a lot of ways that you can prepare for this, but there's also a lot of ways that you know, the only way that you learn is going through it. I would definitely say, like, if you want, like, if you're looking for a new experience, do this 100%. What I would say as well is that you have to love kids to be able to do this job. This is not like a paid holiday. I mean, it's an incredible experience, and you will learn a lot, and you'll have a lot of fun, and you have a lot of time for yourself to learn about yourself. But when it comes down to it, this is a job, and you need to, for this particular job, you have to love what you do, and you have to be able to make that effort and think outside of the box. And also, sometimes don't be too hard on yourself. Sometimes things are like if you ever have struggles with your kids or with your family, just, you know, try to remember that sometimes it's not about you. And if you feel like you're struggling in terms of connecting with the kids, sometimes it's not because you're a bad person, or you feel like you're nobody like the kids don't like you or anything like that. Sometimes it's just
doesn't.
But I would recommend this experience to anyone who's thinking about it. Definitely.
Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your au pair experience so far with us. Don't want to keep you too long because I know you have work. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And then to everyone else that's watching, please remember to like and subscribe to the video. Bye.